Hi there, welcome to the classroom. Thanks for coming back. And if this is your first time, welcome. Hopefully you'll take a few things home with you and we'll help you get started on Twitter. Let's go ahead and dive right in. As you can tell, I've navigated to twitter.com already. And we get this login screen. If you have a personal Twitter, you've seen this before, you can log in. If you don't have a personal Twitter and you've never seen Twitter before in your life, that's okay. We're going to help you create one. So down here in this bottom right box, it's white, it says new to Twitter. And if that's you, it's perfect, right? No big deal. So we'll go ahead and fill in our full name. My name is Dustin Hickle, and I'm the social media director of Paper Media. So if you haven't met me before, it's nice to meet you. We'll go ahead and fill in our email here. dhickle@papermedia.com will do. And you can create your password right here. I'll make my password. I'm not going to tell you what that is. Nice try. And here we go. Join Twitter today. We're going to go ahead and start working through it. If you have any errors, it'll show up and it'll tell you what's wrong with it. This one, obviously, an email is required. I tried my dhickle@papermedia email address and it was already registered to an account because I use Twitter myself. So let's go ahead and put in another email address. What can we use? I'm not going to tell you anything about this. And we're going to blur it out so that you can't see my email address. So I can choose that. I've got my password put in there, and I can choose my username down here at the bottom. In this case, Dustin Hickle 1 is available. Twitter has automatically generated something for me to use that is close to my full name. For you, you can fill in your business name when you start filling out this form. You can say Patty's Pancakes, and if Patty's Pancakes is available, it will give you that. And if not, it'll give you different variations that you can use, or you can create something yourself. Obviously, this has given me Dustin Hickle 1. Also suggests Hickle DM, also suggests Dustin_Hickle, or you can make it anything you want. So in this case, I've changed it to Dustin is on Twitter so that we can proceed forward here. So once I've got that set up, you have options below here. Tailor Twitter based on my recent website visits. Keep me signed in on this computer. That's for you, your decision to make there. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck those, and I'm going to click Create My Account. Twitter will walk me through it. It's going to say Welcome. It's going to say, hey, let's get started. It takes less than 60 seconds if you walk through with it, so let's do it. We'll click Next. Here we go. You can build your timeline by following 5 people. It wants you to follow 5 people, so I'm going to follow LeBron James, ESPN, Seth Fouts, Rashawn Jackson, and it appears I'm also going to follow Justin Bieber. Shout out to you, Justin. And we'll go ahead and click Next. I'm not a Bieber fan, and I don't know why I follow Justin Bieber, but, you know, it's helping get the process done. So we moved on to the next step after we followed those first 5, and it wants me to follow 5 more people. I can search for my friends, I can search for my favorite celebrities, I can search for local people. For your small business, I'd search for local people that you know, your friends and your family, and other small businesses in your area. So in my situation, I'm going to go ahead and follow Paper Media because I work there and I enjoy them. So we'll go ahead and have Twitter find them. There's Paper Media. There's our COO. There's my good friend Nate Manahan, my good friend Jordan Gillette, and my good friend Paul Kent. They're all being followed by me now. So I'll go ahead and click Next. It wants you to find 5 more or import contacts from your Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, or AOL. Now you can do this. It's up to you. I don't necessarily recommend doing this because these are your personal contacts, not your business contacts. So we're trying to create your business page here. I would skip this step. At the bottom right, grayed out so that you have a hard time seeing it, is the skip button. So go ahead and click down here, skip. So you can, now it's going to ask you to add a profile image. Add your face, add your business logo. Again, so for a personal, add your face, but for your business, it's the same as if you haven't, as our Facebook show. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But make sure it's your logo, because when you tweet, this is what everybody's going to see. They're going to see your logo, and it's what's going to represent you across Twitter, so make sure you add your logo there. I highly, highly recommend it. You can choose something else, but I would recommend adding your logo. So go ahead and do that, and then you can type in your bio. Say you sell sandwiches at your sandwich shop. You can say Rich's Sandwich Shop is the best little sandwich shop in Wisconsin. And so that's it. And then you go ahead and click Next, and we'll go ahead and go forward. I'm going to click Skip to go ahead and bypass this so we can finish walking through together. And hey, just like that, that was the last step. So here's your timeline. Here's your news feed. Here's your Twitter feed. And as you can see, I have tweets coming up in my feed from all those people that I followed. And that's what Twitter is. Twitter generates buzz. Twitter is people posting things that are happening right then and there in the moment. So, for example, my good buddy Nate Manahan, who's actually helping me produce this show, tweeted, "We started recording early today. Let's rock this Tuesday." Checked in on Foursquare, added a picture. And right there, 36 minutes ago, I got that notification right in my newsfeed because it was recent, it was current, and I follow him. So that's the beauty. I mean, that's the beauty of Twitter. That's what it really boils down to, is that you can follow people, stay current, stay relevant, and stay up to date. I'm going to point out something that isn't necessarily crucial to your business, but helps you understand the beauty of Twitter. Over here on the left side of the page, you can see something called trends. These are things that people are tweeting about at a high volume across the United States or across your local area. So over here we can see the Australian Open is trending. It's huge. So if we go ahead and click on that, just so you can see, we have, and everybody in the United States who's been current, who I might follow, who I could be linked to, that's tweeting about the Australian Open is coming up. I mean, that is the power of Twitter. So in this situation, maybe you're a tennis shop, you sell tennis rackets. You could jump on board with this and say, yes, we're excited about the Australian Open. We think it's going to be a great tournament this year, and we're rooting for whoever. Maybe come check out a racket. You only get 140 characters to do it, so you're going to have to get creative, but you can do that sort of thing. That's the concept, that's the feel. So like I just said, you can tweet, you get 140 characters to say something to your followers, people who have followed you, which right here I currently have 2. That's pretty good for just following 10 people. So we'll go ahead and say, this is a Twitter account for the classroom. And I'm going to click tweet. That was way under 140 characters, and it's going to pop up to anybody who follows me in their timeline, just like all these that are showing up in my timeline. It's just like Facebook, it's just like Google+, it's just like Instagram. When you post, people who follow you get to see that post. So like I said, you only get 140 characters to tweet, so sometimes it takes getting creative and it takes paring down what you have to say to send out to your followers and get your message out in 140 characters. It takes some creativity, it takes some time, but you can do it. I believe in you. So we're going to talk about a couple more details that you can't forget on Twitter. The first one being mentions. Nate, as I'm recording the show, is blowing up my newsfeed because he wants to get some attention here and get some exposure. But here's an example of being mentioned. At Dustin is on Twit. Now I will mention Dustin correctly. #shameless. So he has typed the @ symbol and then my username on Twitter, and that sends it directly to me so that only he and I can see that, or people that follow both he and I can see it. This is going to disappear quickly. You know, as you get more followers, as you follow more people, these sorts of things will drop down your newsfeed faster because more things will start to refresh at the top. But Twitter has built in a nice little tool to make sure that you never miss one of those. Up here at the top, you've got this connect icon. It's got the @ symbol and then it says connect. So you go ahead and click on that, and that shows up right here. @Dustin is on Twit. Now I'll mention Dustin correctly. That tweet that mentioned me shows up right in my connect feed. And I can click reply and say, @NK Manahan, you rock my socks. #not shameless. Tweet. And just like that, I've responded to him, and we're having a conversation between he and I. Other people who follow both of us can see it, but people who don't follow both of us won't actually necessarily get to see those tweets. He and I can almost have a virtual text message conversation right here on Twitter. So we're going to talk about hashtags for just a minute because I know that's something that's been big, and Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake did that skit about hashtags. Hashtags on Twitter are a way to organize your tweets based on topic. So say I'm talking about social media. I can send a tweet and then at the end type hashtag with just the # symbol, social media. Then that will fall into organization on Twitter with every other tweet that includes the hashtag social media. So you can use the search bar at the top to search social media, hashtag social media, to find tweets on that topic. That's the basics of what a hashtag is. People have started to expand it and made it a little bit more fun, a little bit different, as far as hashtag shameless, like Nate tweeted, is more just like for a joke between he and I. And hashtags can be that, but they can also be a powerful organization tool. Use them either way. They're both really, really good uses of hashtags. One last feature to mention is direct messages. Over here on the right side of the screen, you're going to have a little envelope, and you can click that. This is a way to send somebody a message or to receive a message outside of the public eye. This is going to go directly to the person you're sending it to without anybody else getting to see it. So this is a great use for this tool is if someone comes to you and says, hey, I came into your restaurant and my meal was cold and I had a terrible experience. It gives you the opportunity to respond to them and maybe even send them a link to a coupon to come back another time. You don't necessarily want to put a link out there for everybody to get a hold of, a 50% off coupon. But if you want to send it to that person specifically and say, hey, I'm sorry, come back and try us again. We appreciate your business. Come and enjoy 50% off on us. This is a good way to do it off the grid because you're going to get people who interact with you on Twitter about their experience. Twitter is a great avenue for that. And if you're starting to get big on it, you're going to get positive and negative reviews, and you have to be able to manage those. We'll talk about that in another show. Check out our other Twitter show. But this is just a really good tool to use that way. Again, there are all kinds of good uses of Twitter. This is just a basic show. There's going to be some more detailed, in-depth shows where we can go into direct messages. We can dive deeper into the connect button and into tweets and into hashtags. And look at this. I got a new tweet. Okay, I want to show you this. This is big. This showed up, and I don't want you to miss it. All right, right here, Nate tweeted at me. I responded to him, and then he responded to me. And if you look closely, you can see there's a blue line connecting his face, my egg, and then his face again. And that's organizing for me that this is a conversation between he and I that he and I are having. It keeps it all in one little spot. And he says, Dustin is on Twitter, hashtag can be used too much, but it is powerful. Use well. Heed his advice. Please don't use as many hashtags as he did. This has been a very, very basic intro to Twitter. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time learning some stuff. Again, tweet at me, @DustinHickle, if you have any questions. I'd love to help you get started. I'd love to help you get rolling with your small business. Thank you for joining me in the classroom today, and we'll see you next time.